Why hello there. Welcome to part B of my coverage of the Outer Wilds. Part A looked to answer the question, is this game right for you? If you were coming to the Outer Wilds for the first time, what would you want to know? But part B is looking at, was this game right for me? This is my review. This is where I'll give my score and then just 3 things I liked and 3 things I didn't, just to keep it simple, otherwise we'll be here for a long time. And stick around to the end of the video. There's something I want your help with. So the score, what would I give this game? This game solidly deserves a thorough 10 out of 10. This is a masterpiece and a work of art, and I am amazed by what they managed to achieve here. I first picked up this game because the channel Skill Up kept recommending it, and if you're going to make it Game of the Year twice, you may as well give it a go. For reasons that I'll get into soon, I actually didn't like it at first, and I put it down. But eventually came back to it, and I'm really glad I did. So then, let's do this. Thing I love, number 1. There was this moment when I came to explore the Ember Twin properly for the first time, and it occurred to me that the sand from Ash Twin was gradually flowing into the Ember Twin over the course of the time cycle. Such a clever idea, and that is reflected in some of the other planets, how in Brittle Hollow the surface will randomly crack and fall into the black hole over the course of the time cycle, and the islands on Giant's Deep get swept up into space. So clever. I love the click-clock nature of this world. It continuously amazed me and had me in awe. Thing I didn't like, number 1. Now, all in all, there's not many things to say that I didn't like, given that I've given it a 10 out of 10. But I can't really ignore this first one because it is what prevented me from playing through in my first go. And that is the control scheme. Now, in most 3D games, you're really moving forwards, backwards, left and right, and then using X to do a jump. And that's a set elevation that you do with that jump. But of course, Outer Wilds is far more involved. You've got the gravitational pull of different planets, and you're using your jetpack to move you up and down vertically in that space. So I understand that something has to change in the control scheme to reflect that. And I understand it, I understand the way they did it, but it's really hard to pick up, especially when you're new. It doesn't help that right at the start there's that model spaceship that is supposed to teach you about 3D movement, when in actuality you never control anything in the game beyond there from that perspective. Really, it's the 0G cave that you need to be learning that in. Heck, even coming back to record some clips afterwards for this review, I've forgotten how to do some of the jet jumps. Thing I love, number 2. And really, this is a game that you only get to play once. You only get to truly play once. Because you only really get to discover everything for the first time on that first playthrough. But there is a way that you can relive that experience, and that is by watching other people's playthroughs. I've had so much fun watching playthroughs from Point Crow, Simbalily, recently Germa's playthrough. It's really great to watch other people's progression. So interesting to watch the routes they take and see how they intuit different situations. You get to relive that sense of adventure through the eyes of someone else, and that is a beautiful community experience. Thing I didn't like, number 2, such a nitpick, and it really doesn't actually matter. On a microscopic level, some of the graphics are a little bit basic. It's not the end of the world. I was playing this on the PS5 and most of it was fine. There was just the odd moment where it slightly took me out of it. Not going to spend ages on this point, because on a macroscopic level, the designs going on and the art direction is utterly breathtaking. Thing I loved, number 3. Honestly, I'm somebody who mostly plays games for their gameplay and for a sense of immersion. I say that because I don't always care too much about the story. It's not always the biggest deal to me. But this is an exception. This is one of those games where the way it all wraps up and comes together is so amazing. When I first finished my playthrough, I was a bit confused at first, and I thought, that's an odd ending. But I went out and I got some snacks, and on the way I thought about it. I love that there, at the end of all things, what did your character reach for? Did they reach for their wealth? Their fame? No. They reached for their friends, and together they played music. I love reading the sentiment from Solanum, I'm so glad you will remember me, or words to that effect, and how they all came together, a bunch of friends around a humble campfire, and there in the music that they created, a new universe was born. It resonates with me because as a creative person, sometimes I feel like I'm trying to create my own little world and my own little universe. It's amazing. Love it. Thing I didn't like, number 3. It's so hard to think of things I didn't like in this game. I guess it's better played on a PS5 than a PS4 because of the frame rate. Alright, so that's just 3 things I liked, 3 things I didn't like about the Outer Wilds. But I'd really like your help with something. See, I want to make a part C video. And in that video, I want to respond to your comments. So, if you'd like to, leave a succinct little comment down below. One thing you like or one thing you didn't like. And I'd love to bring them up and discuss this together. I think that'd be really fun. Well, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this show. This has been Bright Sheep, signing off.